Kristin Neff, Self-Compassion, Stop Beating Yourself Up and Leave Insecurity Behind. In the book A Self-Compassion, Stop Beating Yourself Up and Leave Insecurity Behind by Kristin Neff, readers will learn about the origins of self-criticism and feelings of inadequacy, often rooted in childhood experiences. The book further explores how societal pressures influence self-worth and self-criticism, as well as the downsides of such harsh criticism. By diving into self-compassion as an alternative to self-criticism, readers will discover strategies to practice mindfulness, acknowledge their shared humanity, and respond compassionately to their own mishaps and setbacks.
Childhood roots of self-criticism. Parents' highly critical behaviors towards their children during childhood can cause feelings of self-criticism and inadequacy that persist into adulthood. Psychological research shows that the tendency to be self-critical is significantly higher in people who grew up with critical parents. Children who receive constant criticisms and put-downs eventually believe they are unworthy of love and acceptance, leading them to internalize their parents' judgments and make self-criticism a habit until adulthood. Societal pressures and the pursuit of perfection. Our societal pressures to be self-critical and feel inadequate start from a young age when critical words leave their marks on us. In highly competitive, individualistic societies, we equate feeling special with being above average. We view others as our rivals and become obsessed with beating them in the game of life. Our sense of self-worth becomes tied to our sense of how well we're doing in comparison to others and the standards set by our society. However, we can never be perfect, and as long as we're judging ourselves by these external factors, we'll always feel dissatisfied with ourselves. The costs of self-criticism. Self-criticism may motivate us to a limited extent, but it comes at a cost. Fear-based motivation can make us anxious, undermine our chances of success, and lead to procrastination. It's important to recognize the negative impact of self-criticism as a motivator. The harmful effects of self-criticism. Do you criticize yourself harshly when encountering setbacks? Such behavior leads to self-abuse, which can cause serious long-term consequences. Self-criticism diminishes self-worth and affects self-efficacy beliefs, which determine the actual ability to accomplish things. Moreover, it can lead to depression, anxiety, insecurity, and dissatisfaction. Self-criticism also makes us prone to procrastination and self-handicapping, further hindering our progress. This approach fails to help us even by its own standards, and it's a misguided strategy that we must avoid. The power of self-compassion. Practicing self-compassion is a healthier and more helpful alternative to self-criticism. By acknowledging our suffering and responding to it with kindness and care, we can develop a model of self-compassion. The first step is to tune into our feelings and bring them into conscious awareness through mindfulness. In doing so, we can provide ourselves with the same comfort and care we would offer to a friend in need. The importance of self-kindness. Practicing self-kindness requires overcoming the notion of callousness towards oneself. Growing up in the Western culture, there is a belief that one should just bear the pain, especially if they are responsible for it. The idea of giving oneself a hug or words of comfort may seem ridiculous. However, science shows that a hug can trigger the hormone oxytocin, which can make one feel calm, safe, and relaxed. Saying words of comfort, such as, "Things are so hard right now," can also be beneficial to oneself. One's attitude towards themselves influences how they treat their own bodies and minds. Practicing self-kindness is of utmost importance to our well-being and mental health. The practice of self-compassion. The act of practicing self-compassion involves creating some psychological distance between yourself and your suffering. This distancing allows you to adopt both the roles of a caregiver and a care receiver at the same time, which is usually performed by different people. By doing so, you're creating some space between yourself and your pain, which not only empowers you but also allows you to think about your situation more clearly. Additionally, mindfulness helps you regain your perspective and prevent yourself from getting completely absorbed by your negative emotions, putting you in a better position to solve the problems that are causing you stress in the first place. Shared humanity and self-compassion. Do you ever feel like you're the only one struggling with something? It's easy to get down on ourselves and think, what's wrong with me? But recognizing our shared humanity with others is essential for self-compassion. Knowing that others experience the same struggles can bring a sense of relief and comfort. It's common to become fixated on our own problems, as if we're the only ones in the world suffering. This can amplify our pain and lead to self-criticism and feelings of inadequacy. But remembering that we're not alone can be a powerful antidote to perfectionism. We're all only human, with flaws and setbacks. Self-compassion isn't about treating ourselves with kid gloves. It's a pragmatic way of relating to ourselves. By recognizing our shared humanity, we can be kinder and more understanding towards ourselves, without ignoring the importance of fixing our mistakes and improving ourselves. Practicing self-compassion. The idea of embracing self-compassion is easier said than done for those who have developed a habit of self-criticism. Practicing self-compassion is the key to break free from this habit and overcome the inner voice of criticism. Instead of fighting against self-criticism, use it as a starting point for self-compassion. Acknowledge and identify the negative emotions and unmet needs lying underneath the self-criticism and make a request of yourself or someone else to help you with your unmet need. This will lead you to be more self-supportive and ready to tackle your problems head-on, instead of just getting mad at yourself about them. Self-compassion is both a kinder and a more practical way of treating yourself.
Kristin Neff's self-compassion enlightens readers about the harm caused by harsh self-criticism and the benefits of embracing self-compassion instead. As a kinder and more practical way to treat ourselves, self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our suffering, practice mindfulness, and recognize our shared humanity. By adopting self-compassion, we can improve our mental health, better tackle our problems, and develop a healthier approach to dealing with life's challenges. As we leave insecurity behind, we can navigate the complexities of life with newfound resilience and grace.